Amara had grown up in a loving Christian home, surrounded by parents and siblings who loved and served the Lord. From a young age, she had been taught about the love of Jesus and the importance of living a life that honored him. As she grew older, Amara began to face challenges that tested her faith. She struggled in school, finding it difficult to make friends and feeling like an outsider. She also faced criticism and ridicule from her her commitment to her faith. Despite these challenges, Amara's parents encouraged her to stay strong in her faith. They reminded her that Jesus loved her, he would always be with her, no matter what. But as Amara entered her teenage years, she began to struggle with feelings of doubt and uncertainty. She felt like she was all alone, and that no one understood what she was going through. One day, Amara's parents sat her down and had a heart-to-heart talk with her. They shared with her their own struggles, doubt and fear, and how they had learned to trust in God's love and sovereignty. They reminded Amara that Jesus had died on the cross for her sins, and that he had risen from the dead to give her new life. They encouraged her to focus on Jesus' love for her, rather than her own doubts and fear. Amara listened intently to her parents' words, and she began to feel a sense of peace and comfort that she had not felt in a long time. She realized that she had been focusing on her own strength and abilities, rather than trusting in God's love and power. Over the next few weeks, Amara made a conscious effort to focus on Jesus' love for her. She spent more time reading her Bible and praying, and she began to feel a sense of joy and peace that she had not felt in a long time. But just as things were starting to look up, Amara faced another challenge. Her parents were involved in a serious accident, and they were both hospitalized with serious injuries. Amara was devastated. She had never felt so scared and alone in her life. She didn't know how she was going to cope with the possibility of losing her parents. But as she sat in the hospital waiting room, feeling helpless and afraid, Amara remembered the words of her parents, "Jesus loves you, Amara, and he will always be with you no matter what." She took a deep breath, closed her eyes, and began to pray. She prayed for her parents' healing, and she prayed for her own strength and courage. As she prayed, Amara felt a sense of peace and comfort wash over her. She knew that Jesus was with her, and that he would carry her through this difficult time. Over the next few weeks, Amara's parents underwent several surgeries and a long recovery process. Amara stayed by their side, caring for them and praying for their healing. And then one day Amara's parents were finally able to come home from the hospital. They were still weak and recovering, but they were alive and Amara was grateful. As they sat together on the couch, holding hands and thanking God for his mercy, Amara realized that the love of Jesus had overcome all. It had overcome her doubts and fears, her struggles and challenges. It had even overcome the accident and the hospitalization of her parents. Amara knew that she would always face challenges in life, but she also knew that she would never face them alone. Jesus would always be with her, loving her, guiding her, and empowering her to overcome. And so Amara made a commitment to herself to always focus on the love of Jesus, no matter what challenges she faced. She knew that his love would overcome all, that it would give her the strength and courage she needed to face whatever lay ahead. Years later, Amara would look back on that difficult time in her life and remember the love of Jesus that had carried her through. She would remember the peace and comfort she had felt, even in the midst of uncertainty and fear. And she would give thanks for the love of Jesus that had overcome all. Follow